Hey guys, I haven't been on here in a minute. I just want to talk about my life and what I've been through my 22 years of being on this earth. But I'm gonna break it down in bits and pieces. This story is basically going to be about when I was 14 and I got pregnant. So let's get into that. First of all, I want to say that just because you got pregnant at a young age, well, me personally getting pregnant at a young age, a lot of people make me feel like, I was this horrible child. Just made me feel absolutely terrible. So in the beginning of my pregnancy, I was a little miserable because I just felt like, I knew that what I did was wrong, but I was in love. My baby was my baby. Nobody could tell me anything else. And I dealt with it because it was my child. No one else had to carry that baby but me. So when I first found out I was pregnant, actually my mom knew, which was crazy. We were homeless at the time. We were living in a hotel room because we had lost our place. And I want to say, if I was my mom looking at me, I wasn't eating like I usually do. I love to eat, you guys. Food was everything, even before I got pregnant. But I was obsessed with Zaxby's. Zaxby's, everything. My mom worked at Zaxby's for a while, and it was just my go-to. Like, whenever she was like, "What y'all want to eat?" Zaxby's. That's what I want. But yeah, so one day she brought a lot of Zaxby's food, and in my opinion, being pregnant but not knowing I'm pregnant, it was weird. I was like, okay, that doesn't smell good. What is that? Like, I'm asking my mom, what is that? She's like, it's chicken tenders. I'm like, no, that's not what chicken tenders smell like. That I don't know what that is, but that's not chicken tenders. But she was like, yeah, that's what it is. And I was just like, she was like, you want some? I'm like, no, I don't want any. So I laid down and I watched TV a little bit, and I realized that my stomach was bothering me. So I went to the bathroom, and mom was looking at me funny, but I didn't think nothing of it. Came back out the bathroom, and I sat down on the bed, and I realized my mom was gone. But my sisters were there. She came back about 10 minutes later, 10, 15 minutes later, and she had a pregnancy test. But me being my age, I didn't know that it was a pregnancy test. She took me in the bathroom, and she was like, here, pee on this. And I'm like, what is it? Like, what is it? I don't know what this is. Like, why do I need to pee on it? And she's like, just pee on it, just pee on it. So I'm like, okay. So, listen to my mom. I peed on it. And pregnant. Now let me take a moment. It was the scariest, the scariest moment of my life, finding out that I was pregnant at 14 years old. And it hurt even more because when I looked at my mom, when she realized that the test did say pregnant, it hurt me just to see the look on her face, you guys. I'm pretty sure every mom that finds out that their daughter's pregnant at a young age, has this huge wave of emotion. But my mom, I instantly bust out crying when I saw her face. She looked so defeated, and I just felt like I let her down. We cried all day, you guys. And she called my aunts, my closest aunts. I love my aunties. They're amazing. That basically did a lot for me, and we sat down and talked about it. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm checking on my baby. We sat down and we talked about it, and it just got worse from there. My aunties had babies young, but not as young as me, but 16, I believe. My auntie told me she got pregnant with her first child, and how much she struggled. She basically just explained to me the struggle of being a young mom. And that it just made me think, am I not gonna be anybody because I'm having my baby so young, or what? I mean, I don't know. I don't understand what to do. And my mom, when they left, me and my mom sat down and we talked about it. At this time, you guys, I was in, I believe, the 8th grade. Me and my mom, we sat down and we talked about it, and we were basically contemplating on whether I should keep the baby. Well, not necessarily me, because it just seemed like it wasn't even my decision at that point. It seemed like it was her decision. Like, what I said didn't matter whether I wanted the baby or not. She gave me an option on whether or not I wanted to keep the baby, and then she was like, no, you don't need it, da-da-da-da. But then she was like, you know what? You're going to have this baby, you're going to raise this baby, and you're going to be there for this baby, and you're going to graduate high school, and you're going to go to college, and you're going to provide for this child. So, when I found out I was pregnant, I was 6 weeks, you guys. It took me some time to register the fact that I was carrying a child or a being inside of me. It was scary. And it was frustrating, because me being from what I saw, the only girl in the 8th grade that was pregnant, I missed out on a lot of things. At the time, I was playing basketball right before I found out that I was pregnant. And I just felt like I was by myself. I was alone. It was like everybody that I was friends with no longer wanted to be friends with me. So I hit a real low point where I felt like, okay, because I'm pregnant, nobody wants to be my friend. Nobody wants to hang out with me. I'm a burden to everybody because I never want to go out. I never want to do this. I never want to do that. I'm always in pain and, at home, emotional. So I started to read. Reading became, in my opinion, a lifesaver. I just started picking up books. Like, when my mom would take me to the library, and I would pick out 6 or 7 books and read them. And, imagine me being in the book, just do something to keep my mind off the fact that I don't have any friends. I don't have anybody that is there for me besides my mom and my sisters. You guys are probably wondering what happened with my child's father. We were fine in the beginning. When I first found out that I was pregnant and I told him that I was pregnant, everything was cool up until some situation. And I can't exactly remember what happened, but he did start denying the baby because of something that my mom said, which upset me. But yeah, back to getting off track. Let's go back. Yeah, so I would read books to occupy myself. I always stayed in the house. I didn't like to go outside. It got to the point where I couldn't walk at one point, or I would be in so much pain that I would be rushed to the hospital. There was a time where I believe I was 7 months pregnant, and yeah, I was 7 months pregnant, and I was rushed to the hospital because I was having contractions, and I was gonna have the baby, but they stopped it in time. My baby's father did show up for that. He was there right by my side. After that, when I got sent home, maybe a month later, that's when I started to work the baby down, get the baby where the baby needs to be, so that when it's time to give birth, he's head down. Yes, by the way, it was a boy. I'm sorry. I should have stated that before. My bouncing baby boy. I love him so much. But I was working the baby down. I was doing everything that I needed to do. I was eating right from the beginning. Everything that I ate, I would look it up. Like, I was serious about making sure my baby was healthy, making sure I was healthy, doing everything that I needed to do to have a healthy birth. Okay. No one could tell me anything. I was already a mom halfway in. I was a mom already, obviously, but I was in mom mode before I even gave birth. But when the very last month, I had my son at 37 weeks. He was born February 24th, 2012. I named him Jaden. He does have his father's last name. He was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen in my life, you guys. He was absolutely gorgeous. He was amazing. He was so sweet. And he looked exactly like his father. And he still does. Till this day. He's 7 now. And he looks just like his father. But I made it through, you guys. I did what I had to do. I gave birth to my baby. I love my baby. I trained my baby. Everything that I was supposed to do. I was 14 now. I turned 15 a month after my baby was born. But I was a mom. I was in mom mode. I did everything. My mom would watch him when I went to school, obviously, because she was determined, and I was determined to finish school. But she watched him. She helped me out a lot. But I was there. I didn't go out. I didn't go, not even to the movies. I was a mom. I was 15, and I know that's my responsibility. I didn't expect to be, to be off the hook because, my mom was helping me. No, I was there. I didn't leave. And when I did leave, it was because my mom made me leave. She's like, you're still young. You've been doing this. You're doing a lot. Like, you can go out, have a good time with your friends. Because I was the type of person that my friends, when I started getting friends, other people, not the ones that I hung out with before I got pregnant, because I felt like they just left me high and dry. But after I gave birth, I had friends. I had maybe 2 or 3 friends that would ask me, you want to go, to the park or to the mall and walk around. During this time, it was, okay, let's go to the mall. Let's go to the park. Okay, but I wouldn't stay long. It was like, okay, I'll walk to the park. 30 minutes later, okay, I gotta go back home to get the baby. But my mom would just send me right back outside, like, go, bye, go outside. You don't need to be in here. You've been in here long enough. But yeah, I guess my mom did realize that, me losing my friends had a big impact on me as far as depression wise, because I was always locked up in the house with my baby. My baby didn't make me miserable. My baby made me happy, but I guess my mom knew, you need some friends, you need to get out and have a good time, so she let me go out. Let's fast forward to when my baby turned 2. Yes, 2. My baby was 2. I turned 16, you guys. I turned 16, and at 15 you can get a job, and I believe some places at 14 you can get a job too, but 16 was like where it's at. Like, you get a job when you turn 16. So my very first job was Bojangles, you guys. I remember that like it was yesterday. I started, and you couldn't tell me anything. I was gonna work my butt off to provide for my son, and that's what I did. I worked almost every day to make sure that my baby had everything that he needed, from diapers, wipes, whatever, pull-ups, wipes. I'm sorry, because he was in pull-ups at this time. I helped. His dad helped a lot too. I'm not gonna make it seem like I did everything. His dad was there. His dad has been there since day one, since the day he got here. But I worked, and I made sure I did what I needed to do. I stayed in school. I did my work. I was always, I always had to be average in school. I was a good student. I never had any issues. I got my first car. That was huge. My mom actually bought my first car for me, though. Yeah, because, you know, when you're young and you're doing the whole Texas thing, you don't, you know, yeah, whatever. But my mom bought my very first car that I absolutely adored. Oh my God, it was a 97 Toyota Tercel, and it was green. And I was in love with this car, you guys. It was the same age as me, but I loved my car. Unfortunately, I lost my car because there was an accident. It wasn't my fault, but it was an accident. But I did get me another car. But back to my baby. I did everything, you guys. Everything that I needed to do to be a good mom to my son. I wanted to do right by him. I wanted everything for him. So I don't want anybody to think that just because they had a baby at a young age that you can't do anything, because I had my baby. I went to school still. I grew up. I got my first job. I graduated high school. I'm in college now. I'm studying to get my business degree. My son is doing wonderful. Like I said, he's 7 years old. He's in school himself. He's a great student. I have my own place. And I actually have 2 other kids too. I have Jaden, which is 7. I have a Jeremiah, who is 2. He actually turned 2 on February 21st, which is today. And I have a 9-month-old baby girl whose name is Kalani. And I love all 3 of them to death, you guys. They mean absolutely everything to me. And I had my son young, yes, but that doesn't mean anything. Now, I'm not saying go out and have a baby at a young age just because you can still do it. No, I'm not saying that it's okay to go out here and have sex at a young age knowing that there's a possibility that you can get pregnant, because I should have waited. I should have, but I love my son. I love him to death. He made me grow up. He made me realize what's important in life and what needs to be done. So don't let anybody put you down. Don't let anybody make you feel that way. Don't let anybody make you feel like you're not worth it, because you are, and you can do it with determination. I love you guys. So I've come a long way, and I'm gonna continue to move forward. So thank you for watching, you guys, and I hope you guys have a great day.